Let us begin by stepping outside on a perfect autumn evening, when the air has that particular quality that exists nowhere else in the year. There's a reason your shoulders drop when you walk into this season, why your breath seems to slow without you asking it to. The temperature has fallen to that sweet spot between 60 and 70 degrees Fahrenheit, and your brain is responding in ways you might not even notice. You see, when the air cools to this range, your body doesn't have to work to regulate its temperature anymore. All that background processing your brain does to keep you cool in summer or warm in winter, it simply stops. Your hypothalamus, that tiny but tireless conductor in your brain, finally gets a rest. And in that rest, something remarkable happens. The energy your brain was spending on temperature regulation, energy you never even knew you were using, suddenly becomes available for other things. Or for nothing at all. For stillness. For calm. This is the first gift autumn gives us, though we rarely name it, the gift of a brain that doesn't have to try so hard just to exist in the air around it. As you walk further into this autumn evening, you notice the light has changed. It's golden, but not the harsh gold of summer. This is a softer thing, a light that filters through leaves that have thinned just slightly on the trees. The sun sits lower in the sky now, its angle more oblique, and this creates something called diffused light. Your eyes, those remarkable organs that are really just extensions of your brain, your eyes receive this gentler light and respond with relief. Throughout the summer, your pupils have been working overtime, constricting against the bright overhead sun, managing the intense blue wavelengths that can actually create a stress response in your visual cortex. But now, in autumn, the light is reduced by nearly 30% compared to the summer solstice. Those shorter days everyone mourns? They're actually giving your visual system permission to relax. The rods and cones in your retinas aren't firing quite so frantically. The occipital lobe at the back of your brain, which processes every single thing you see, gets to work at a gentler pace. There's something else about the light, too. As autumn progresses, we receive more of what's called warm spectrum light, those oranges and reds and golds. These wavelengths, longer and softer than summer's blues and whites, actually trigger a different kind of neurological response. They encourage the production of serotonin at a steadier, more sustainable rate, rather than the spikes and crashes of high-intensity summer light. Your brain bathes in these warm tones, and something ancient inside you recognizes safety, recognizes the time to gather inward, recognizes rest. The leaves themselves are part of this visual medicine. As chlorophyll breaks down in autumn leaves, it reveals the carotenoids and anthocyanins that were there all along, those yellows, oranges, and reds we find so beautiful. And beauty, neuroscience tells us, is not frivolous. When you look at something your brain registers as beautiful, your medial orbitofrontal cortex lights up. This is the same area associated with reward, with pleasure, with love. Looking at autumn leaves quite literally activates the pleasure centers in your brain. You're not imagining that sense of peace when you see a tree blazing orange. You're experiencing a neurochemical event. But let's walk a little further, because there's something happening under your feet. Do you hear that? The crunch of leaves on the path. This sound, this particular frequency of crunch and crackle, does something unexpected in your brain. High-frequency sounds, like those crisp autumn leaves breaking under your shoes, activate something called the startle response in your amygdala. But here's the interesting part. When that high-frequency sound is predictable, when you're the one creating it with each step, the startle becomes satisfaction. Your brain gets a tiny hit of control, of mastery. Each crunch tells your nervous system, you are the one making this happen. You are safe. You are in control of your movement through the world. This is why walking through fallen leaves can feel almost meditative. You're giving your amygdala, that small almond-shaped guardian that's always scanning for threats, you're giving it a job it can complete successfully, over and over, with every step. Crunch. Safe. Crunch. Safe. Crunch. Safe. It's a lullaby for the part of your brain that's always worried. And speaking of worry, let's talk about what autumn does to your stress response. You've probably heard of cortisol, that hormone that rises when you're stressed. In summer, cortisol levels tend to spike more frequently. The heat itself is a stressor. Your body produces more cortisol to help manage the physical stress of high temperatures. The longer days mean more time for stress to accumulate. The social demands of summer, the expectation of productivity and activity and sunshine enjoyment, all of it can keep cortisol elevated. But autumn's cooler temperatures naturally reduce cortisol production. The shorter days create clearer boundaries between activity and rest. As we're exposed to more darkness, our bodies increase production of melatonin earlier in the evening. Melatonin and cortisol have an inverse relationship. As one rises, the other falls. So those earlier autumn sunsets aren't just making you sleepy. They're actively reducing your stress hormones, sometimes beginning as early as 4 or 5 in the afternoon. Your brain also responds to autumn's temperature in another unexpected way. Cool air, especially that crisp autumn air that sits between 50 and 60 degrees, improves the efficiency of oxygen delivery to your brain. Cold causes slight vasoconstriction, which actually helps pump oxygenated blood more effectively through your system. This is why you might feel more clear-headed on an autumn morning than on a muggy summer one. Your prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain responsible for decision-making and complex thought, is literally getting better fuel. Let's pause for a moment on this autumn path and just breathe. Notice the smell in the air. That earthy, slightly sweet scent of autumn is actually a compound called geosmin, released by soil bacteria when the earth is disturbed by rain and decay. Humans can detect geosmin at concentrations as low as 5 parts per trillion. That's not an accident of evolution. Our ancestors needed to locate water sources, and geosmin in the air often signaled recent rain and fertile soil. When you smell that autumn earth, your olfactory bulb, the structure in your brain that processes scent, sends signals directly to your hippocampus and amygdala, the centers of memory and emotion. This is why autumn's smell can feel so nostalgic, so peaceful. It's triggering some of your deepest memories, yes, but it's also triggering something even older, a genetic memory of safety, of resources, of preparation for winter being well underway. Your brain smells autumn earth, and somewhere deep in your limbic system, a message arrives: the harvest is in. There will be enough. You can rest. There are other smells too, as we walk further. Wood smoke, perhaps, from someone's fireplace. The smell of smoke, when it's distant and diluted, not dangerous but just present on the air, activates a very old part of your brain stem. For hundreds of thousands of years, smoke meant fire, and fire meant warmth, safety, cooked food, community. The smell of wood smoke in autumn air can actually lower your heart rate slightly. It signals safety to a part of your brain that existed long before words, before conscious thought. And then there's the smell of apples, of cider, of cinnamon and nutmeg, those autumn spices. Cinnamon in particular contains compounds that can cross the blood-brain barrier and have been shown to reduce neuroinflammation. Just smelling cinnamon can improve cognitive processing speed and attention. The autumn pies and drinks we crave aren't just comfort foods. They're medicine for an overstimulated nervous system. Let's sit down now, perhaps on a bench overlooking a park where the trees are turning. As you settle into stillness, notice what's happening in your body. The parasympathetic nervous system, your rest and digest system, is easier to activate in autumn. The environmental factors we've been walking through all contribute: the temperature, the light, the sounds, the smells. They're all inputs telling your brain it's safe to shift out of sympathetic arousal, safe to move away from fight or flight. In this state, your heart rate variability increases. That's a good thing. It means your heart can respond more flexibly to what's happening around you, rather than being locked in a rigid stress pattern. Higher heart rate variability is associated with better emotional regulation, better resilience, better overall mental health. Autumn's environment naturally encourages this flexibility. Watch the trees from this bench. Notice how they're moving in the breeze. There's less foliage now, so the movement is different from summer. The branches are more visible, and they sway in patterns that are complex but not chaotic. Your brain is remarkably good at detecting patterns, and when it finds patterns in nature, like the swaying of branches, it enters a state researchers call soft fascination. This is different from the hard fascination you might experience watching a movie or playing a game. Soft fascination doesn't demand your full attention. It allows your mind to wander while gently anchored to something pleasant. This state is restorative for your prefrontal cortex, which gets exhausted from the constant decision-making and focus of daily life. Watching autumn trees sway is like giving that part of your brain permission to nap while your eyes stay open. This is why time in nature is so often recommended for stress and burnout. In autumn, nature, with its slower pace and reduced intensity, might be the most restorative of all. The season itself is a transition, and your brain knows how to work with transitions. Unlike the abrupt shock of winter's first freeze or summer's sudden heat waves, autumn unfolds gradually. This gradual change allows your circadian rhythm, that internal 24-hour clock, to adjust slowly to the shifting light. The suprachiasmatic nucleus, a tiny cluster of cells in your hypothalamus, tracks the sunset each day. In autumn, sunset moves earlier by a minute or two each day, which is a pace your brain can easily accommodate. This gentle adjustment means less disruption to your sleep-wake cycle than you might experience with sudden time changes or seasonal jolts. Your melatonin production shifts gradually later into the afternoon and evening. Your cortisol awakening response shifts gradually earlier, encouraging you to wake with the later sunrise. You're essentially being eased into a new rhythm, like falling asleep to the slowest, longest lullaby nature can sing. There's something else happening in your brain during autumn, something related to memory and learning. The hippocampus, that seahorse-shaped structure crucial for forming new memories, actually functions more efficiently in moderate temperatures and moderate light. Studies have shown that cognitive performance on memory tasks improves when room temperature is around 65 degrees Fahrenheit, classic autumn indoor temperature. The brain isn't fighting against environmental extremes, so it has more resources for encoding and retrieving information. This might be why many cultures traditionally begin school in autumn. It's not just about the agricultural calendar. There's a neurological advantage to learning when the brain is in its most balanced state, not taxed by heat or torpid from cold. Your working memory, the mental sketchpad you use to hold and manipulate information, has more capacity when your brain isn't allocating resources to temperature regulation or managing the stress of environmental extremes. Let's think now about autumn rain. If we're lucky, some might begin to fall as we sit here. Autumn rain is different from summer storms, gentler, more sustained, cooler. The sound of rain is what's called pink noise, which is similar to white noise but with more power in the lower frequencies. Pink noise has been shown to improve sleep quality and even enhance memory consolidation during sleep. When rain falls on autumn leaves, it creates a complex layering of pink noise, drops hitting leaves at various heights, puddles forming on the ground, water running in gutters and down tree trunks. This acoustic tapestry gives your auditory cortex something consistent but varied to process. It's engaging enough that intrusive thoughts have a harder time breaking through, but repetitive enough that it doesn't demand active attention. Your brain can rest in the sound of autumn rain like a boat rocking on gentle waves. The negative ions produced by falling rain and moving water also have an effect on your neurochemistry. Negative ions increase oxygen flow to the brain and boost serotonin levels, which can help alleviate anxiety and improve mood. This is part of why the air feels so fresh and clear after autumn rain. You're not imagining it. The air is literally charged with molecules that make your brain work better. As evening deepens into this autumn day, let's consider what's happening with light once more, but this time at a hormonal level. The dimming light triggers your pineal gland to begin melatonin production. This tiny pinecone-shaped gland, nestled deep in your brain, is exquisitely sensitive to light changes. In autumn, with sunset arriving progressively earlier, your melatonin production begins earlier too, but gradually. This gives you a longer, gentler runway into sleep each night. Melatonin isn't just about sleep, though. It's also a powerful antioxidant that protects your brain cells from damage. Those longer, darker autumn evenings mean more time spent with elevated melatonin levels, which means more time for your brain to repair and protect itself. The darkness we often lament in autumn is actually a form of neurological maintenance time, a gift of restoration we didn't know we needed. There's also something to be said about what autumn removes from our environment. The allergens of summer, pollen, mold from humidity, high ozone levels from heat, these all decrease in autumn. Inflammation in the body, including neuroinflammation, tends to decrease as these irritants fade. Your immune system, which affects your brain more than you might realize through something called the gut-brain axis, calms down. Less inflammation means better mood regulation, clearer thinking, and easier access to emotional balance. Think about autumn's invitation to slow down. The growing darkness, the cooling air, the falling leaves, all of it signals the end of the growth season. And your brain, wise as it is, understands metaphor on a cellular level. When external nature is pulling back, releasing, letting go, your brain receives permission to do the same. This isn't depression or laziness. This is attunement. This is wisdom. The concept of wintering that we'll move into soon is actually important for brain health. Just as fields need to lie fallow, just as bears need to hibernate, your brain needs periods of reduced output, reduced stimulus, reduced demand. Autumn is the beginning of that permission. The long nights and cozy evenings aren't luxuries, they're neurologically necessary pauses in a world that pushes for constant productivity. Consider what happens when you light a candle on an autumn evening. The warm, flickering light of a flame affects your brain differently than electric light. Candlelight primarily emits wavelengths in the red and orange spectrum, which don't suppress melatonin production the way blue-white LED lights do. Our ancestors spent hundreds of thousands of years with only fire for evening light, and our brains are still wired to respond to it as a signal that day is done, that it's time to wind down. The flicker of a candle also creates gentle, unpredictable movement that can induce a light meditative state, similar to watching autumn branches sway or rain fall. There's a concept in neuroscience called cognitive load, which refers to how much information your brain is trying to process at any given time. Modern life tends to create very high cognitive load, multiple screens, notifications, decisions, inputs, all simultaneously. Autumn's environment naturally reduces cognitive load. There's less to see with many plants dormant. There's less to hear with many animals quieting down or migrating. There's less pressure to be outside constantly, which reduces social obligations and the comparison triggers that come with them. This reduction in cognitive load is profoundly restorative. It allows your default mode network, the part of your brain that's active when you're not focused on the outside world, to become more active. The default mode network is where mind wandering happens, where daydreaming lives, where creative connections are made. It's also where you process your sense of self, your memories, your plans for the future. We need this network to function well, but it can only do its job when we're not constantly focused externally. Autumn gives us more time in our default mode network. Those longer evenings inside, those rainy afternoons, those moments staring out the window at falling leaves, these aren't wasted time. This is your brain doing essential work that it can only do when the external world quiets down. Let's talk about comfort, which matters more than we often acknowledge. The physical comfort of pulling on a soft sweater, of wrapping your hands around a warm mug, of burrowing under a blanket, these tactile experiences activate your somatosensory cortex in a way that's both grounding and soothing. The slight pressure of a cozy sweater or weighted blanket provides what's called proprioceptive input, which tells your brain where your body is in space and can have a naturally calming effect. Warmth on your hands from a hot drink dilates blood vessels and can trigger a relaxation response. The weight of a blanket provides gentle, distributed pressure that can increase serotonin and dopamine while decreasing cortisol. Autumn's invitation to bundle up isn't just about temperature, it's about giving your nervous system multiple forms of comforting sensory input. The foods of autumn play a role too. Root vegetables, squashes, hearty grains, these complex carbohydrates increase the availability of tryptophan in your brain, which is then converted to serotonin. The comfort foods we crave in autumn aren't just psychological comfort. They're providing the building blocks for neurotransmitters that regulate mood and promote calm. And then there's the remarkable effect of gratitude, which autumn seems to encourage more than other seasons. Perhaps it's the harvest associations, or Thanksgiving traditions, or simply the awareness that abundance is about to give way to scarcity, making us notice what we have. Whatever the reason, autumn seems to open a door to gratitude, and gratitude has profound effects on the brain. When you feel grateful, your medial prefrontal cortex becomes more active. This is the same area that shows reduced activity in depression. Gratitude also activates the hypothalamus, which regulates stress, and increases activity in the ventral tegmental area, part of the brain's reward circuitry. Regular gratitude practice can actually restructure your brain over time, making it easier to notice positive things and harder to get stuck in negative thought patterns. Autumn's natural beauty makes gratitude easier. You don't have to try so hard to notice something worth appreciating when a tree is literally setting itself on fire with color, when the light pours like honey through your window, when the air itself feels like a gift. Let's consider the wildlife preparing for winter. Watching birds migrate or squirrels gathering acorns activates something called biophilia, the innate human tendency to seek connections with nature and other forms of life. When you observe animals going about their preparations, your mirror neurons fire, creating a sense of connection and shared purpose. There's also something calming about witnessing the competence of nature, the way animals know exactly what to do without anxiety or second guessing. They gather, they prepare, they follow their instincts. Your brain can learn from this, can feel permission to trust its own rhythms and instincts. The return of migratory birds in spring often gets celebrated, but the departure of birds in autumn has its own quiet magic. The sight of geese flying in formation, honking their way south, can create a sense of awe. Awe, that feeling of being in the presence of something vast, actually reduces activity in the default mode network briefly and increases focus on the present moment. After an awe experience, people report feeling less rushed, more patient, more connected to others. A simple view of geese across an autumn sky is a neurological reset button. Think about the quality of stillness in autumn. It's different from summer stillness, which always feels temporary, about to be broken by heat or storms or the demands of the season. Autumn stillness feels more settled, more intentional. Trees are dropping their leaves and standing still. Animals are finding their winter dens and settling in. The earth itself seems to exhale and be still. Your brain resonates with this stillness. In the absence of constant stimulation, your brain waves can shift more easily into alpha wave patterns associated with relaxed alertness, or even theta wave patterns associated with deep meditation and creativity. You don't have to try to meditate when autumn is doing half the work for you, creating an environment that naturally encourages your brain to slow its wave patterns. There's also something about the impermanence autumn teaches. Watching leaves fall, watching summer flowers die back, watching the landscape transform, all of this is a lesson in letting go. And letting go, it turns out, has neurological benefits. Rumination, that repetitive, often negative thought pattern, involves circuits between your prefrontal cortex and your limbic system getting stuck in a loop. Breaking rumination requires accepting impermanence, accepting that thoughts and feelings and situations change. Autumn is a 12-week course in impermanence. Every day something has changed. Leaves that were green are gold. Trees that were full are bare. The lesson seeps in without you having to study it. Everything changes, everything passes, holding on causes suffering. Your brain, watching this daily transformation, can start to apply the lesson to your own thoughts and worries. This too shall pass. The rumination loops have a harder time gaining traction when you're reminded daily that nothing stays the same. As we move deeper into the evening, think about the sounds of autumn night. Crickets slow their chirping as temperatures drop, creating longer gaps between calls. The absence of sound is as important as the sound itself. These pauses give your auditory cortex time to rest between stimuli. In summer's constant cricket chorus, your brain never fully relaxes. In autumn's spaced-out evening sounds, there's room for your auditory system to completely reset between inputs. The wind sounds different in autumn too. With less dense foliage, wind creates deeper, more resonant sounds as it moves through tree branches. These lower frequencies are particularly calming to the nervous system. They're similar to the low-frequency sounds of a mother's heartbeat that calms an infant, or the low hum of a cat's purr. Your brain interprets these low, steady sounds as safe, as soothing, as permission to let your guard down. Let's talk about the harvest moon and autumn's other full moons. Moonlight, while much dimmer than sunlight, still affects your circadian rhythm and mood. The autumn moons rise earlier and are often bigger and more orange due to their position on the horizon. This low, amber moonlight doesn't disrupt melatonin production the way bright blue-white light does, so you can enjoy being outside in the evening without compromising your sleep later. There's something primally satisfying about moonlight. For most of human history, it was the only light available after sunset. Your brain recognizes moonlight as safe evening illumination, present enough to see by, but dim enough to maintain your natural progression towards sleep. Walking under an autumn moon can feel both peaceful and slightly magical, and that's your brain responding to something deeply familiar, even if you've personally spent most of your life with electric lights. Consider the physical act of preparing for winter, bringing in firewood, swapping out summer clothes for warmer ones, checking windows for drafts, making soup to freeze. These preparatory tasks give your brain a sense of agency and control. In a world where so much feels uncertain and beyond our influence, the simple act of preparing for a change you know is coming can be deeply satisfying to your prefrontal cortex. You're anticipating a need and meeting it. You're exerting control over your small corner of the world. This reduces anxiety and increases feelings of competence and security. There's also a social shift that happens in autumn. Summer's large gatherings give way to smaller, more intimate groups. Dinner parties replace barbecues. Long conversations replace quick meetups at the beach. For many brains, particularly those that are more introverted or easily overstimulated, This shift is a relief. Smaller social groups allow for deeper connection with less energy expenditure. Your social brain, the network of regions including your temporal parietal junction and medial prefrontal cortex, can relax a bit. Quality over quantity becomes the social norm, and your brain thrives on this deeper, calmer form of connection. Think about the creativity that autumn seems to encourage. Many artists, writers, and musicians report feeling more creative in autumn. This might be partly because the reduction in external stimulation allows the default mode network more processing time, but it's also about the inspiration of the season itself. The colors, the changes, the sense of things ending and beginning simultaneously, all of this provides rich material for the creative brain to work with. Creativity requires your brain to make unusual connections between ideas, and a slightly melancholic, contemplative mood can actually facilitate this. The mild downshift in mood that some people experience in autumn, not depression, but a gentle lowering of emotional pitch, can reduce the self-censoring that often blocks creative flow. You're less likely to dismiss an idea as silly or unworthy when your inner critic has quieted along with the season. Let's consider sleep itself, which autumn improves in multiple ways we've been exploring. But there's another factor, the consistency of autumn weather. Unlike spring with its wild temperature swings, or summer with its heat waves, or winter with its occasional surprise warm spells, autumn tends to be remarkably consistent. Cool nights, mild days, steady patterns. This consistency allows your sleep-wake cycle to establish a rhythm and stick to it. Your body temperature naturally drops as you prepare for sleep. This is controlled by your circadian rhythm. When the external temperature supports this drop, falling asleep is easier. Autumn's cool nights mean your bedroom can be the ideal sleep temperature of 60 to 67 degrees Fahrenheit without much effort. Your core body temperature can drop as needed. Your brain can initiate sleep processes efficiently, and you're more likely to stay asleep through the night because you're not fighting against heat or variable temperatures. There's something to be said, too, for autumn's fog. Those misty mornings where visibility drops and everything becomes soft and mysterious, these engage your brain in a particular way. Reduced visibility activates your attention system slightly, but not to the point of stress. You're alert, focused, but also calm. It's a pleasant form of mild arousal, like reading a mystery novel. Your brain enjoys having to work slightly harder to make sense of what it's seeing, as long as it's safe. Fog also dampens sound, creating an almost muffled quality to the world. This reduction in auditory input while maintaining visual engagement creates an interesting balance for your sensory processing systems. You're not understimulated to the point of boredom, but you're not overstimulated either. You're in that perfect middle zone where your brain can be both relaxed and engaged. As we continue through this autumn evening, think about the concept of hygge that has become popular in recent years. Though it's a Danish word, the concept is universal: coziness, comfort, contentment in simple pleasures. Autumn is hygge's natural habitat. The candles, the warm drinks, the soft blankets, the good books, the intimate conversations, all of these activate your brain's reward systems without requiring any achievement or productivity. This is important because so much of modern life ties pleasure to accomplishment. We've trained our brains to only release dopamine when we've achieved something, completed something, won something. Hygge retrains your brain to find pleasure in being rather than doing. That's a radical act of self-care in a productivity-obsessed culture, and your brain benefits immensely from remembering that existence itself can be pleasant. Let's talk about autumn reading, because there's something specifically soothing about reading during this season. First, the light levels make it easier to read comfortably. No glare, no need to squint, just that diffused golden light we talked about earlier. Second, the temperature makes it easy to get physically comfortable without being sluggish. Third, the longer evenings provide more guilt-free reading time. Summer evenings feel like they should be spent outside. Winter evenings can feel too dark and isolated. Autumn evenings are just right. Reading fiction, in particular, has remarkable effects on your brain. It activates not just language centers, but also motor cortex areas when characters perform actions, visual cortex areas when scenes are described, and emotional centers when characters feel things. Reading is a full brain workout disguised as relaxation. And when you read in a calm, supportive environment of an autumn evening, your brain can engage with the story more fully, make deeper connections, remember more details. There's also something about the narrative arc of autumn itself. It has a clear beginning, middle, and end. Summer doesn't want to end, it fights and holds on. Winter feels endless once you're in it. Spring is all anticipation and interruption. But autumn knows its job, to transition from abundance to dormancy, from expansion to contraction, from outer to inner. This clear narrative arc is satisfying to your brain, which loves structure and story. Living through autumn is like reading a well-crafted novel where you know the ending but enjoy every page of getting there. Your brain relaxes into the predictability while still finding novelty in the details of each day. This combination of structure and variation is ideal for mental well-being. Think now about autumn cooking and baking. The act of following a recipe is meditative. It requires focus, but not creative decision-making. You follow steps, and you're rewarded with something tangible and delicious. This provides your brain with clear cause and effect satisfaction. Plus, the smells of autumn cooking, cinnamon, nutmeg, roasting vegetables, baking bread, these fill your home with scent molecules that can improve mood and reduce stress. The warmth from an oven also changes the atmosphere of a home, creating temperature variations that your skin receptors pick up on and report to your somatosensory cortex as cozy and safe. Cooking in autumn isn't just about food, it's about creating a full sensory environment that tells every part of your brain, you are home, you are safe, you are cared for. Let's consider the social ritual of sharing food in autumn. Harvest dinners, Thanksgiving, potlucks, soup swaps, autumn is full of traditions around gathering to eat together. Sharing food triggers oxytocin release, the bonding hormone that promotes feelings of connection and trust. When you eat with others, especially in the context of gratitude or celebration, you're literally chemically bonding with them. Your brain is creating and reinforcing social connections through shared experience. And when those meals happen in the evening, with candlelight or soft lighting, with the windows showing darkness outside and warmth inside, your brain experiences a profound sense of safety and belonging. This is one of the deepest needs of the human brain, to belong, to be part of a group, to have safe others around you. Autumn's social rituals provide this in a manageable, cozy way. As we move toward the end of this long, gentle autumn evening, let's think about preparation for sleep. Your brain has been receiving signals all day that it's safe to slow down. The temperature, the light, the sounds, the smells, the tastes, the social connections. All of these inputs have been reducing cortisol, increasing serotonin and melatonin, activating your parasympathetic nervous system, and allowing your brain waves to slow. Now, as you prepare for bed, autumn has one more gift. The darkness outside means your bedroom can be truly dark, which is ideal for melatonin production. The cool temperature means your bedroom can be cool, which is ideal for deep sleep. The quiet outside, fewer insects, fewer parties, fewer lawnmowers and air conditioners, means fewer sleep disruptions. Your sleep in autumn can be the best sleep of the year if you let it. Your brain moves through sleep cycles more smoothly when the environment supports it. Deep sleep, where your brain clears out metabolic waste and consolidates memories, is easier to achieve and maintain. REM sleep, where you dream and process emotions, can happen in longer, more restorative stretches. You wake more naturally with the later sunrise, without the jarring interruption of an alarm in the dark. This quality of sleep has effects that ripple through everything else. Better sleep means better emotional regulation the next day. Better memory formation and recall. Better decision-making. Better creativity. Better immune function. Better everything, really. Autumn's gift of good sleep is perhaps its greatest contribution to your brain health. Think about waking in autumn. The light comes slowly, gently. There's no sudden summer blaze, no winter shock of brightness on snow. The light filters in like a whisper, inviting you to consciousness rather than demanding it. Your brain can move gradually from sleep to waking, through the intermediate states that are so important for integrating your dreams and setting your emotional tone for the day. The morning sounds are gentle too. Birds are quieter in autumn, less urgent in their calls. There's no frantic dawn chorus of mating and territory defending. Just occasional soft calls, the rustle of wind and branches, maybe the patter of rain. Your auditory cortex can wake up gradually, processing one sound at a time instead of being overwhelmed by the sonic intensity of a summer morning. And the air when you first step outside or open a window, that crisp autumn morning air, it provides a wake-up call to your whole system that's invigorating without being harsh. The coolness on your face activates your trigeminal nerve, which can improve alertness and mood. Your first few breaths of cool morning air can actually help clear any remaining sleep fog from your brain, bringing oxygen to your prefrontal cortex and helping you think more clearly. Consider the entire cycle, then. Autumn helps you sleep better, which helps you wake more refreshed, which helps you navigate your day with more resilience and calm, which helps you appreciate the beauty around you, which reduces stress, which helps you sleep better. It's a virtuous cycle, and autumn sets it in motion. The season also teaches you something about cycles themselves. You've been through autumn before. You'll go through it again. Nothing lasts forever, not the difficulties, not even the pleasures. But the cycles continue. Your brain, experiencing the familiarity of autumn's return year after year, can trust in continuation, in renewal, in the reliability of natural patterns. This trust is itself calming, a counterweight to the uncertainty and chaos that often characterizes human social and political life. There's wisdom in autumn that your brain recognizes even if you can't articulate it. The wisdom of knowing when to let go. The wisdom of preparation rather than panic. The wisdom of turning inward when outward expansion is no longer sustainable. The wisdom of finding beauty in endings, even as you prepare for new beginnings. Your brain, that 3-pound universe inside your skull, that electrochemical marvel that somehow produces consciousness itself, your brain deserves the rest that autumn offers. It deserves the reduced stimulation, the longer darkness, the permission to slow down. It deserves the beauty of changing leaves and the comfort of warm blankets and the satisfaction of walking through crunching leaves. In our modern world, we often try to fight against natural rhythms. We light our nights as bright as day. We heat our homes to summer temperatures in winter and cool them to spring temperatures in summer. We expect the same productivity and energy output year-round. But your brain knows better. Your brain remembers the old rhythms, the seasonal shifts, the wisdom of matching your internal state to the external world. Autumn gives you permission to listen to your brain, to honor its needs, to work with your biology rather than against it. In autumn, you can slow down without it being a failure. You can turn inward without it being isolation. You can rest without it being laziness. The entire natural world is doing the same thing, so you're not alone in it. You're part of a vast, ancient pattern of seasonal adjustment. As this long autumn day finally comes to an end, as you settle into your bed in your cool, dark room, as you pull the covers up and feel the weight of them providing gentle pressure, as your head sinks into your pillow and your breathing begins to slow, remember this: your brain has been cared for today. The light, the temperature, the sounds, the smells, the sights, all of it has been telling your brain that it's safe, that it can rest, that it doesn't have to be vigilant. You don't have to try to fall asleep. Autumn has already done most of the work. Your cortisol is low, your melatonin is high, your brain waves are slowing, your body temperature is dropping. Your brain knows what to do. It's been doing this every night for your entire life, but tonight, autumn is making it easier. Let your thoughts drift like falling leaves. Some will catch in branches for a moment, but they'll eventually fall too. Don't try to hold on to them. Just watch them drift down, 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 until they settle softly on the ground of sleep. Your brain will sort through them later, in dreams, in deep sleep's mysterious processing. You don't have to do anything but let go. The autumn night holds you. The cool air, the darkness, the quiet, they're all supporting you. Your brain is releasing its grip on the day, on consciousness, on the need to control and understand and manage. It's sinking into rest, into repair, into the restoration that only sleep can provide. Tomorrow is another autumn day, with all its gentle gifts. But tomorrow is not here yet. Right now, there is only this moment, this breath, this soft descent into sleep. Your brain waves are slowing from beta to alpha to theta. Soon they'll reach delta, that deep, slow rhythm of profound rest. But you don't have to wait for it or watch for it. It's coming on its own, as natural and inevitable as leaves falling from trees. The entire season has been preparing you for this moment of surrender. Every autumn sunset teaching you that darkness is not to be feared. Every falling leaf teaching you that letting go is natural. Every cool breeze teaching you that change can be refreshing. Every harvest moon teaching you that there's light even in darkness. Every crisp morning teaching you that you can wake refreshed and begin again. Your brain, magnificent and complex, with its billions of neurons and trillions of connections, is finally quiet. The constant chatter of thought is fading. The endless to-do lists are dissolving. The worries about tomorrow are drifting away like morning mist. There is only breath and heartbeat and the gentle pull of sleep. Autumn holds you in its cool, dark arms. The season itself seems to breathe with you, slow and steady. Trees outside are resting in their own way, having released their leaves, standing bare and patient in the night. Animals are settling into their winter dens, their breathing slow, their bodies still. The whole earth in this season knows how to rest, and it's teaching you, reminding you, inviting you to join in this ancient rhythm. You are safe. You are held. You are allowed to sleep. Your brain can let go of its vigilance, its constant monitoring, its endless processing. For these hours of darkness, there is nothing you need to do, nowhere you need to be, nothing you need to think about or solve or understand. Just sleep. Just rest. Just let autumn do what it does best, cradle you in cool darkness, wrap you in quiet, and give your brain the deep, restorative rest it needs and deserves. And yet, even in sleep, autumn continues its work on your brain. As you drift in those first light stages of sleep, your brain begins a remarkable process. The glymphatic system, your brain's waste clearance system, becomes 10 times more active during sleep than during waking hours. This system, discovered only in recent years, works like a nighttime cleaning crew, flushing out the metabolic debris that accumulates during the day. Autumn's cooler temperatures actually enhance this process. When your core body temperature drops, as it does more easily in autumn's cool nights, the glymphatic system works more efficiently. The proteins that can build up and contribute to cognitive decline, the cellular waste products that cloud thinking, the inflammatory molecules that affect mood, all of these are washed away more effectively when you sleep in a cool room on a cool autumn night. Your brain is literally cleaning itself as you sleep, and autumn is helping. The cerebrospinal fluid that flows through your brain tissue, carrying away waste, flows more freely when your body is cool. This is why you might wake from autumn sleep feeling more mentally clear than after a summer night of tossing and heat. It's not just psychological, your brain has actually been cleaned more thoroughly. As you move into deeper sleep stages, your brain waves slow to delta rhythms, 1 to 4 cycles per second. This is vastly different from the 15 to 30 cycles per second of your waking beta waves. In this delta state, your prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain that makes decisions, solves problems, and controls impulses, gets to completely rest. It goes offline in a way that never happens when you're awake, not even in meditation. This complete rest is essential. Your prefrontal cortex is the most recently evolved part of your brain, the most sophisticated, and the most energy-intensive. It uses about 20% of your total energy despite being only a small portion of your brain mass. In delta sleep, it finally gets to stop working, stop consuming energy, stop making decisions. Autumn's support for deep sleep is giving your prefrontal cortex the vacation it desperately needs. Meanwhile, other parts of your brain become more active during sleep. Your hippocampus, that seahorse-shaped structure crucial for memory, starts replaying the day's events. But it doesn't replay them in real time, it replays them at high speed, sometimes 20 times faster than they occurred. This high-speed replay allows your brain to extract patterns, to move important information from short-term to long-term storage, to integrate new learning with existing knowledge. The autumn day you just experienced, the walk through leaves, the golden light, the cool air, the warm drink, all of this is being processed right now as you sleep. Your hippocampus is deciding what to keep, what to discard, what to emphasize. The beauty you witnessed, the calm you felt, the sensory richness of the season, these memories are being encoded, strengthened, woven into the fabric of who you are. And because autumn provided such a rich but not overwhelming sensory environment, your hippocampus has an easier job. There's signal without too much noise. There's novelty without chaos. The memories from an autumn day are clear and distinct, easy to encode, satisfying to store. Your brain enjoys processing autumn memories the way your mouth enjoys tasting perfectly ripe fruit. It's work, but it's pleasurable work. In REM sleep, which comes in cycles throughout the night, your brain becomes almost as active as when you're awake, but in a completely different way. The logical, linear prefrontal cortex is still offline, but your visual cortex, your motor cortex, your emotional centers, these are firing intensely. This is when you dream, when your brain creates entire worlds that feel utterly real while you're in them. Autumn influences even your dreams. Studies suggest that environmental factors affect dream content, and people often report that autumn dreams have different qualities, more nostalgic, more symbolic, richer in color and emotion. This might be because autumn itself is so laden with symbolism and sensory richness that your brain has particularly evocative material to work with when constructing dreams. The cool temperature also affects REM sleep duration. When you're too hot, your body struggles to enter or maintain REM sleep. When you're too cold, your body diverts energy to staying warm. But in autumn's perfect cool temperature, your body can maintain REM sleep for longer, healthier durations. This means more time for emotional processing, for creative problem solving, for the kind of insight that seems to come from nowhere but actually comes from your dreaming brain making unexpected connections. Think of your brain cycling through these sleep stages all night: light sleep, deep sleep, REM sleep, then back again, over and over in 90-minute cycles. Each cycle serves a purpose. Each stage does different work. And autumn is supporting every single stage with its ideal temperature, its darkness, its quiet. Between sleep cycles, you might briefly surface to semi-consciousness, not quite awake but not fully asleep. In summer, these moments can fully wake you. You're too hot. There's too much light seeping through curtains. Early birds are too loud. In winter, you might wake and not be able to fall back asleep, anxious about the day ahead. But in autumn, these between-cycle moments are just that, moments. You surface, perhaps shift position, then sink back down into the next cycle without effort. This easy transition between cycles means higher sleep efficiency. Sleep efficiency is the percentage of time in bed that you actually spend asleep versus lying awake. Good sleep efficiency is crucial for feeling rested. Autumn naturally improves sleep efficiency by removing the barriers that keep you awake: heat, light, disruptive sounds, stress about the coming day. As the night continues and you cycle through sleep stages, your body is also doing crucial repair work. Growth hormone, which is released primarily during deep sleep, is helping repair tissues, build muscle, strengthen bones. This hormone also affects brain health, promoting the growth and repair of neurons. When you get good deep sleep, as Autumn encourages, you're literally growing and repairing your brain. Your immune system is also most active during sleep. Cytokines, proteins that fight infection and inflammation, are produced and released during sleep. This is why you need more sleep when you're sick, and why good sleep helps prevent getting sick in the first place. Autumn's cooler weather means fewer airborne pathogens than in summer's heat, and autumn's support for good sleep means your immune system can focus on maintenance and strengthening rather than constant defense. There's also a fascinating relationship between sleep and emotional regulation. During REM sleep, your brain processes emotional experiences from the day, but it does so in an environment with lower levels of norepinephrine, a stress chemical. This means you can revisit emotional events and integrate them into your understanding without the same stress response they triggered when they first happened. You're essentially giving yourself overnight therapy. Autumn, by supporting longer and higher quality REM sleep, gives you more time for this emotional processing. The difficult conversation you had, the worry about a deadline, the joy of a connection with a friend, all of these emotional experiences are being processed, diffused of their sharpest edges, and filed away in a form that your waking mind can handle. You might go to bed churning with anxiety and wake up with a solution, not because you consciously worked on the problem, but because your dreaming brain did it for you. The quality of darkness in autumn also matters more than you might think. True darkness, the kind you get on an autumn night in a properly darkened room, allows your eyes to completely rest. Your pupils dilate, your retinal cells stop firing constantly, your optic nerve can reduce its signaling. This complete visual rest is important because your visual system uses a significant portion of your brain's resources. Giving it a break in true darkness allows that energy to be redirected to other sleep-related processes. Autumn's earlier sunsets also mean you're more likely to experience true darkness for longer. You're not staying up as late with lights on because the darkness outside makes it feel later than it is. Your exposure to darkness increases, and with it, your melatonin production becomes more robust. Over time, this can help regulate a circadian rhythm that might have been disrupted by summer's late light or irregular schedules. Consider what's happening in your brain's motor cortex during sleep. Even though you're not moving, your motor cortex is consolidating all the physical movements you made during the day. That walk through crunching leaves, the way you picked up a warm mug, the feel of pulling on a sweater, all these motor memories are being processed and refined. Athletes call this motor learning, and it happens during sleep. Autumn's activities tend to be more varied in their motor patterns than summer's repetitive movements. You're raking leaves, a sweeping motion, carrying wood, a lifting motion, wrapping yourself in blankets, a gathering motion, stirring soup, a circular motion. This variety gives your motor cortex interesting work to do during sleep, keeping your movement patterns flexible and diverse. This flexibility in motor learning can actually extend to flexibility in thinking. A brain that practices varied movements often becomes better at varied thoughts. The autonomic nervous system, which controls all your automatic functions like heartbeat, breathing, digestion, also goes through important recalibration during sleep. Your heart rate variability, which we mentioned before as a marker of health, increases during good sleep. This increased variability is your autonomic nervous system practicing flexibility, preparing to respond adaptively to whatever the next day brings. Autumn supports this recalibration. The consistent cool temperature means your autonomic nervous system isn't constantly adjusting to heat or cold. The quiet means it's not responding to sudden noises. The darkness means it can fully commit to nighttime mode. Your autonomic nervous system gets to do its overnight maintenance without interference, which means you wake with a more flexible, responsive system ready to handle stress without overreacting. There's also something happening with your gut microbiome while you sleep, and this connects to your brain through the gut-brain axis we mentioned earlier. Your gut bacteria are most active at night, producing neurotransmitter precursors and communicating with your brain through the vagus nerve. The foods you ate today, those autumn root vegetables, that warm soup, those complex carbohydrates, are being broken down and transformed into molecules that will affect your mood and cognition tomorrow. Autumn foods tend to be more supportive of healthy gut bacteria than summer's lighter fare. The fiber in squashes and root vegetables, the resistant starch in cooled potatoes, the polyphenol in apples, these all feed beneficial bacteria. And those bacteria, working through the night, are producing short-chain fatty acids that reduce brain inflammation, create building blocks for neurotransmitters, and communicate signals of satiety and well-being to your brain. As the night deepens, your brain's temperature continues to drop, reaching its lowest point about 2 hours before you naturally wake. This temperature nadir is important. It's the point of deepest rest, when your body is most committed to sleep and least responsive to external stimuli. Autumn's cool room temperature helps your body reach this low point more easily and maintain it longer. In this deepest part of the night, your brain's energy consumption drops significantly. The glucose that your brain normally consumes voraciously is instead shunted to other repair processes in your body. Your brain is sipping energy rather than gulping it, running in a low-power mode that allows cellular repair and waste removal to take precedence over active processing. This is also when your brain consolidates procedural memories, the how-to memories of skills and habits. If you practiced anything today, even something as simple as a new route through your neighborhood or a new recipe, your brain is now cementing that learning. The neural pathways you used are being strengthened through a process called long-term potentiation. The connections are being reinforced, made more efficient, integrated into your existing skill set. Autumn's support for deep sleep means more time for this consolidation. Skills learned in autumn might actually stick better than skills learned in other seasons, simply because you're getting better sleep and thus better memory consolidation. Your brain is a better student when it's well rested, and autumn helps ensure that rest. Around the 4th or 5th sleep cycle, usually in the early morning hours, your REM periods start getting longer. This is when the most vivid, story-like dreams occur. Your brain is creating narratives, exploring scenarios, working through problems in symbolic form. The emotional centers are active, but without the stress chemicals that would make the emotions overwhelming. These late-night dreams often feel different from earlier dreams, more bizarre, more emotionally intense, more memorable. They're doing important work, helping you process complex social and emotional situations by playing them out in symbolic form. The dream where you're back in school might be about feeling unprepared. The dream where you can fly might be about feeling free or powerful. Your dreaming brain speaks in symbols, and you wake with insights you can't quite articulate but somehow understand. Autumn's influence extends even here. The sense of transition that permeates the season, the themes of letting go and preparing for something new, the mixture of abundance and scarcity, beauty and decay, all of this can weave into your dreams. You might dream of harvests, of journeys, of finding treasures or saying goodbyes. Your brain is processing the archetypal themes that autumn embodies, integrating them into your psychological understanding of your own life transitions. As morning approaches, your sleep naturally lightens. Your brain starts ramping up cortisol production, the awakening response we mentioned before. But this morning cortisol surge, unlike stress-driven cortisol, is healthy and necessary. It's your brain saying time to wake up in a gentle, progressive way. In autumn, with later sunrises, this cortisol awakening response is more gradual. There's no sudden light shift demanding immediate wakefulness. You can drift in that pleasant space between sleep and waking, consciousness returning slowly like the sun rising through morning mist. This gradual awakening is important for mental health. Jarring awakenings, alarm clocks blaring in pitch darkness, urgent demands before you're fully conscious, these can set a stress tone for the entire day. But autumn's natural, gentle awakening allows your brain to transition into wakefulness with grace. Your prefrontal cortex comes back online gradually, your body temperature rises slowly, your awareness returns in layers. Think about what your brain has accomplished through this night. It's cleared away cellular waste, consolidated memories, processed emotions, repaired tissue, recalibrated your autonomic nervous system, balanced neurotransmitters, and prepared you to face a new day. And autumn has supported every bit of this work with its perfect temperature, its darkness, its quiet, its overall nervous system soothing environment. The sleep you're getting in autumn isn't just longer or deeper, it's more restorative. Every system in your brain and body has had the conditions it needs to do its nighttime work optimally. This is why people often report feeling more mentally clear in autumn, more emotionally balanced, more creative and productive. It's not the season making you smarter or more capable. It's the season allowing you to sleep in a way that lets your brain function as it's meant to. As light begins to creep into the sky, though you might not see it yet through closed curtains, your brain starts producing less melatonin. The pineal gland, exquisitely sensitive to light changes even through closed eyes, begins to taper off melatonin production. But in autumn, this doesn't happen suddenly. The light increases gradually, allowing melatonin to decrease gradually, allowing you to wake naturally rather than being jolted awake. Your core body temperature starts rising again, a signal to all your systems that it's time to transition to daytime mode. Your digestive system begins to wake up, preparing for breakfast. Your muscles start to regain their tone, ready for movement. Your brain increases production of dopamine and norepinephrine, those neurotransmitters associated with alertness and motivation. But all of this happens gently, progressively, without urgency. Autumn gives you time to wake up. There's no summer sun blazing through windows at 5 a.m., no pressure to get outside before it gets too hot. You can stretch, you can breathe, you can let consciousness return at its own pace. This kind of awakening sets the tone for your entire day. When you wake gently, your stress response doesn't kick in immediately. Your cortisol rises to healthy daytime levels without spiking into stress levels. Your brain moves into its active, engaged state without the jarring shift that can leave you feeling frazzled all day. Autumn mornings teach your brain that waking up doesn't have to be a crisis. When you finally open your eyes, the light in an autumn room is soft. Even if sunrise has begun, it's filtering through a lower angle, bouncing off perhaps some remaining morning mist or early clouds. Your eyes can adjust slowly to this gentle light. Your pupils constrict gradually, your photoreceptors increase their activity in a measured way, your visual cortex begins processing without being overwhelmed. Compare this to a bright summer morning where you open your eyes to intense light, or a dark winter morning where you're forced awake by an alarm into pitch darkness. Autumn strikes the balance, enough light to wake naturally, but not so much that it's harsh or jarring. Your visual system can come online smoothly, which helps your whole brain transition into wakefulness more comfortably. As you lie in bed, perhaps not yet ready to rise, you might notice the quality of sound in an autumn morning. It's quiet, but not silent. There might be a few bird calls, the birds that haven't migrated, singing their autumn songs. These calls are less urgent than spring's territorial announcements or summer's mate-attracting serenades. They're almost conversational, birds checking in with each other, marking their presence without aggression. This gentle, spaced-out sound is ideal for the waking brain. Too much silence can actually be unsettling. Your auditory cortex starts creating phantom sounds to fill the void. Too much noise is overwhelming. But these occasional soft sounds give your auditory system something to do without demanding too much. Your brain can wake up its hearing centers gradually, easing into the processing of sound. You might hear wind in the branches outside, a different sound now that the trees are bare or nearly so. The wind whistles and whooshes rather than rustles. This sound has more low-frequency content, which is calming rather than alerting. Your brain registers it as weather, as nature doing its thing, as background rather than foreground. It's a sound that says the world is continuing, life is happening, all is well. If there's rain, it's the perfect autumn rain we talked about before, steady, gentle, neither the pounding downpours of summer storms nor the icy sleet of winter. Rain on an autumn morning can actually make waking more pleasant. The sound provides a rhythmic backdrop that's soothing, and the knowledge that it's cool and wet outside makes your warm bed feel even more delicious. You're experiencing contrast, warm inside, cool outside, and your brain loves contrast because it provides clear sensory information. As you begin to move, stretching your limbs, your proprioceptive system comes fully online. Proprioception is your sense of where your body is in space, managed by sensors in your muscles and joints. After a night of stillness, your brain needs to recalibrate this system, to remember where your arms and legs are, how they move, how they relate to each other. Stretching provides this recalibration in a gentle way. The weight of autumn blankets provides more proprioceptive feedback than summer's light sheets. As you move under them, your brain gets clear signals about your body's position and movement. This helps you feel more grounded, more embodied, more present in your physical form. Starting the day with this clear sense of embodiment can improve everything from coordination to emotional regulation. When you finally sit up, the cool autumn air on your skin provides a pleasant wake-up stimulus. It's not shocking like jumping into cold water, but it's enough to increase alertness. Your skin has temperature receptors that send signals to your hypothalamus, which then triggers various awakening responses. A cool room makes these responses moderate and appropriate rather than extreme. Your feet on the floor, perhaps on cool wood or soft carpet, provide more sensory input. The tactile sensation, the slight coolness, the texture, all of this information flows to your somatosensory cortex, continuing the process of bringing your brain fully online. You're gathering sensory data, orienting yourself in space and time, transitioning from the inner world of sleep to the outer world of waking life. And here's something remarkable: your brain is still benefiting from the sleep you just had even as you wake. The consolidation that happened during the night doesn't stop the moment you open your eyes. For hours after waking, your brain continues to integrate the learning and processing that happened during sleep. This is called offline learning, and it's one of the reasons you might suddenly remember something from yesterday or have an insight about a problem hours after waking. Autumn's support for high-quality sleep means this offline learning is more robust. The memories consolidated during the night are clearer, the emotional processing more complete, the creative connections more numerous. You wake not just rested, but actually smarter, more emotionally balanced, and more capable than when you went to bed. This is your brain on good autumn sleep. As you move into your morning routine, perhaps brewing coffee or tea, perhaps looking out the window at the autumn day, your brain continues to wake up in layers. The cerebellum, which coordinates movement, becomes more active as you walk around. The language centers activate as you think in words or perhaps speak to someone. The planning centers engage as you think about your day ahead. But unlike a stressed morning where all these systems have to come online immediately and intensely, autumn allows for a gentler activation. You can move slowly, think gradually, let your day build in intensity rather than starting at a peak. This is better for your brain, which performs best when it can warm up rather than going from 0 to 60. The first light you expose yourself to in the morning is crucial for setting your circadian rhythm for the day. Bright light, especially light with blue wavelengths, tells your brain this is morning, this is when you should be awake. Autumn morning light, being dimmer and warmer than summer light, still provides this signal but in a gentler form. Your brain gets the message, it's morning, time to be alert, without the intensity that can feel harsh. If you step outside or look out a window, you're giving your brain an even stronger circadian signal. Natural light, even the diffused light of an overcast autumn day, is much brighter than indoor lighting. This exposure helps suppress any lingering melatonin, increases cortisol to healthy daytime levels, and sets your internal clock for the day. Just a few minutes of looking at autumn morning sky can make a significant difference in how alert you feel and how well you'll sleep the next night. The coolness of the morning air, if you step outside, provides another wake-up signal. Your thermoreceptors send information about the temperature to your hypothalamus, which responds by increasing your metabolic rate slightly. You're not cold enough to shiver, that would be stress, but you're cool enough that your body ramps up its heat production a bit. This increased metabolism contributes to feeling more awake and energized. Autumn mornings often have a particular quality of air, fresh, crisp, clean feeling. This isn't just psychological. The cooler temperature means less evaporation, which can mean less humidity and fewer airborne particles. The air actually is cleaner in some measurable ways. Breathing this air is like giving your lungs and brain a rinse, clearing out the stale indoor air you've been breathing all night. If you engage in any morning movement, a walk, some stretching, yoga, autumn's temperature makes this more pleasant and more beneficial. You won't overheat immediately like in summer, but you won't be fighting against cold like in winter. Your muscles can warm up gradually, your cardiovascular system can increase its activity progressively, and your brain can enjoy the increased oxygen and blood flow that comes with movement. Exercise in the morning affects your brain for the entire day. It increases BDNF, brain-derived neurotrophic factor, which is like fertilizer for your neurons, helping them grow new connections and maintain existing ones. It improves blood flow to your prefrontal cortex, enhancing decision-making and focus. It releases endorphins, which improve mood. And autumn's temperature makes this morning movement more accessible and enjoyable. As the morning progresses and you move into your day, you're carrying forward all the benefits of your autumn sleep and gentle awakening. Your stress response is calibrated appropriately, ready to respond to challenges without overreacting. Your emotional regulation is solid, able to handle disappointments without spiraling. Your cognitive resources are available, ready for whatever mental work the day requires. And throughout this day, autumn continues to support your brain. The moderate temperature keeps your thermoregulation system from working overtime. The soft light protects your visual system from strain. The predictable weather reduces one source of uncertainty and stress. The seasonal activities, whether that's work or school or simply moving through autumn tasks, provide structure and rhythm that your brain finds comforting. There's something else that happens in our brains during autumn that we haven't fully explored yet, a recalibration of our reward system. In summer, with constant social activities and stimulation, your dopamine system can become somewhat desensitized. You need more and more intensity to feel the same level of pleasure. It's a mild version of tolerance, where the bar for excitement keeps rising. But autumn naturally reduces stimulation, which allows your reward system to reset. Smaller pleasures become more satisfying again. A cup of tea, a good book, a quiet conversation, these release dopamine in your nucleus accumbens, the brain's reward center, and because your system isn't overstimulated, these small rewards feel genuinely good. You're not chasing bigger and bigger experiences to feel satisfied. You're finding satisfaction in simple, sustainable pleasures. This reset is psychologically important. Modern life constantly pushes us toward more productivity, more experiences, more stimulation. But your brain can't sustain that indefinitely without burning out. Autumn gives you permission to find joy in less, and your dopamine system thanks you for it. When winter comes and then spring, you'll be ready for more intensity again. But for now, your brain is learning that contentment doesn't require constant stimulation. The seasonal foods continue to support your brain throughout autumn. The increase in omega-3 fatty acids from walnuts and certain autumn fish, the boost in B vitamins from hearty grains and legumes, the iron from autumn greens and meats, all of these nutrients support neurotransmitter production and brain cell health. You're not just eating for pleasure or sustenance. You're eating in a way that supports optimal brain function. And because autumn foods tend to require more preparation, roasting, slow cooking, baking, you're likely spending more time in the kitchen. This food preparation is itself beneficial for your brain. Following a recipe engages your executive function. The aromas of cooking activate your olfactory system and can improve mood. The creativity of adjusting flavors or trying new combinations activates your creative networks. And the satisfaction of creating something nourishing engages your reward system in healthy ways. Sharing these meals, whether with family, friends, or even just feeding yourself, reinforces social bonds and self-care practices that support mental health. The act of sitting down to eat, rather than eating on the go, allows your brain to register satiety properly and gives your digestive system the parasympathetic state it needs to function well. Autumn's rhythm encourages this kind of mindful, connected eating. As afternoon arrives in an autumn day, the light takes on that golden quality again. It's the same light as morning in some ways, but your brain perceives it differently because of the context. Morning light means beginnings, energy, potential. Afternoon autumn light means mellowing, completion, the day curving toward its end. This contextual interpretation happens in your temporal lobes, which help create meaning from sensory input. Your brain might start producing slightly more melatonin in late afternoon in autumn than it would in summer, a very early whisper of the coming evening. This doesn't make you sleepy, it's far too small an amount, but it might create a subtle shift toward contemplation, toward wrapping up rather than starting new things. You're being eased toward evening rather than having evening arrive suddenly. If you spend any time outside in an autumn afternoon, you might notice the quality of shadows. The sun is lower, so shadows are longer, creating more contrast between light and dark. Your visual system finds this interesting without being overwhelming. Processing these shadows and light patterns keeps your visual cortex engaged but not strained. It's a kind of visual enrichment that's pleasant rather than exhausting. The afternoon sounds of autumn are their own symphony. In a city, you might hear the rhythmic sound of people going about their business, but without summer's outdoor chaos or winter's harsh sounds of snow removal. In nature, you might hear afternoon wind, the occasional bird, maybe leaves skittering across pavement. These sounds are varied enough to be interesting but patterned enough to be soothing. As evening approaches, and it approaches earlier each day in autumn, remember, your brain begins its gradual shift toward nighttime mode. This shift is smoother in autumn than in other seasons because the environmental cues align so well with what your brain needs. The temperature is dropping toward optimal sleep temperature. The light is fading naturally. The day's activities are winding down. If you light a candle or turn on warm-toned lamps rather than overhead lights, you're supporting your brain's transition. You're mimicking the kind of light humans evolved with firelight, which signals safety in evening. Your pineal gland receives the message that it's time to increase melatonin production. Your prefrontal cortex begins to ease off its intensive processing. Your whole system starts moving toward rest. Autumn evenings often call for certain activities: reading, conversation, gentle hobbies, warm baths. All of these support your brain's transition to sleep. Reading engages your imagination without overstimulating your senses. Conversation connects you socially in an intimate way that's bonding rather than stimulating. Hobbies provide gentle engagement that's satisfying but not demanding. A warm bath raises then lowers your core temperature, a signal to your brain that sleep time is approaching. And then, as night fully falls, you're back where we began, in the cool, dark, quiet of an autumn night. Ready to sleep again. Ready to let your brain do its remarkable overnight work again. Ready to trust the season to hold you, to support you, to give your brain exactly what it needs. This is the gift of autumn, cycling day after day, support for your brain's natural rhythms, reduction of stress, enhancement of rest, and the gentle, persistent message that you don't have to fight so hard against your own biology. You can work with it. You can flow with the seasons. You can let your brain be as it evolved to be, responsive to nature, adaptive to change, and capable of profound rest. So as you settle once more into sleep, into this eternal autumn night, know that everything your brain needs is here. The temperature, the darkness, the quiet, the safety. Your brain can let go. It can rest. It can restore itself. Tomorrow is another autumn day, with all its gentle gifts, but for now, there is only this: breath, heartbeat, the cool embrace of autumn darkness, and sleep. Deep, restorative, healing sleep. The kind of sleep that makes everything else possible. The kind of sleep that autumn, in its wisdom, knows how to give. Sleep now. Rest. Let the season hold you. Let your brain surrender to the ancient rhythm of day and night, waking and sleeping, activity and rest. But let us go even deeper into autumn's embrace, into the subtlest ways this season touches your brain, the most delicate mechanisms by which it brings you peace. There are layers upon layers to autumn's influence, like the layers of leaves accumulating on the forest floor, each one adding to the soft bed beneath. Consider the way autumn affects your sense of time itself. Time perception happens in multiple brain regions working together: your prefrontal cortex tracking sequences, your parietal lobe processing duration, your basal ganglia managing timing of movements. In summer, time often feels like it's racing by, days blending together in heat and activity. In winter, time can feel frozen, each day dragging. But autumn creates a unique temporal experience. The gradual, predictable shortening of days gives your brain clear markers of time passing. Each sunset comes a minute or two earlier than the day before. Your brain can track this, can feel the progression. This creates a sense of time that's neither too fast nor too slow. Time is passing at a noticeable but manageable pace. This perception of time as steady and comprehensible reduces anxiety. When you can sense time passing in a predictable way, the future feels less uncertain, less threatening. Your brain also processes autumn's timeline as having a clear arc, beginning, middle, and end. Unlike summer's vague expanse or winter's seeming endlessness, autumn has structure. September feels different from October, which feels different from November. Your hippocampus can create distinct episodic memories for each phase, which helps with overall memory organization. Your life has chapters, and autumn helps your brain mark them clearly. There's something deeply calming about this temporal structure. Your anterior cingulate cortex, which often signals when things feel uncertain or conflicting, can relax. There's no conflict in autumn's timeline. It knows what it is and where it's going. And your brain, recognizing this clarity, can rest in it. Think about the way textures change in autumn. The smooth leaves of summer become crisp, papery, fragile. The soft grass becomes stiffer, often crunchy with frost in the mornings. Tree bark seems more prominent, more textured, when it's not hidden behind foliage. Your somatosensory cortex, which processes touch, gets different information in autumn than in other seasons. This change in tactile input is enriching for your brain. Varied sensory experiences create more robust neural networks. When you touch crisp leaves, soft sweaters, cool air, warm mugs, all in the same day, you're giving your somatosensory cortex a workout that keeps it flexible and responsive. This flexibility in sensory processing can extend to flexibility in thinking. A brain that can appreciate varied touch sensations is often better at appreciating varied perspectives. The scent of autumn undergoes transformations too, beyond the geosmin we mentioned before. As fruits ferment on the ground, they release alcohol compounds that smell sweet and slightly yeasty. As leaves decay, they release complex organic molecules. As wood is burned in fireplaces, it releases aromatic compounds that have been locked in the tree's cellular structure. Your olfactory bulb processes each of these scents, but more importantly, it processes the combination of scents that is uniquely autumn. Your brain creates what's called an odor landscape, a map of the smells in your environment and how they relate to each other. Autumn's odor landscape is particularly rich and coherent. All the scents fit together in a way that tells a consistent story: decay in preparation, ending in readiness for rest. This coherent sensory story is soothing to your brain. When all your senses are telling you the same thing, it's autumn, it's time to slow down, it's time to turn inward, there's no cognitive dissonance. Your insula, which integrates sensory information with emotional states, doesn't have to work hard to make sense of conflicting signals. Everything aligns. Let's explore the mirror neuron system in the context of autumn. Mirror neurons fire both when you perform an action and when you watch someone else perform it. They're crucial for empathy, for learning by observation, for understanding others' intentions. In autumn, the behaviors you observe in nature, trees letting go of leaves, animals gathering and storing, birds migrating, all of these activate your mirror neurons in subtle ways. When you watch a tree release its leaves, your mirror neurons fire as if you, too, are letting go of something. This creates a deep, embodied understanding of release and surrender. You don't just intellectually understand that autumn is about letting go. Your motor system, through mirror neurons, literally practices the gesture of releasing. This embodied learning is more profound than cognitive understanding alone. Similarly, watching squirrels busily preparing for winter, gathering and storing, activates mirror neurons associated with those actions. Your brain practices preparation, organization, planning. These aren't conscious lessons, but your motor system is learning nonetheless, and this learning influences your behavior and emotional states in ways you might not consciously recognize. There's also the phenomenon of entrainment, when your brain's rhythms synchronize with external rhythms. Autumn has many rhythms: the daily shortening of light, the weekly cooling of temperatures, the monthly progression toward winter. Your brain, which is fundamentally a rhythmic organ with its cycling brain waves, can entrain to these larger seasonal rhythms. This entrainment creates coherence between your internal state and the external world. When you're in sync with the season, your brain doesn't have to work against environmental rhythms. Your sleep-wake cycle aligns with light-dark cycles. Your activity levels align with temperature patterns. Your social engagement aligns with seasonal norms. This alignment reduces the cognitive load of constantly adjusting and adapting. Consider the role of nostalgia, which autumn seems to evoke more than any other season. Nostalgia activates a network of brain regions including your hippocampus, memory, your prefrontal cortex, self-reflection, and your reward centers. Far from being a sad or unproductive emotion, nostalgia actually has psychological benefits. It increases feelings of social connectedness, boosts positive mood, and enhances meaning in life. Autumn triggers nostalgia through sensory memories. The smell of fallen leaves might recall childhood play. The taste of apple cider might evoke family gatherings. The sight of a particular slant of golden light might bring back a cherished moment. These nostalgic experiences activate your brain's reward system while also strengthening your sense of self and continuity over time. Your brain essentially tells you, you have a history. You have connections. You belong to a larger story than just this moment. This narrative continuity is deeply stabilizing for mental health. It counteracts feelings of isolation or meaninglessness. Autumn's reliable arrival year after year, triggering these nostalgic memories, reinforces your place in time and in your own life story. There's something about autumn light that we haven't fully explored, the way it creates what photographers call the golden hour, but stretched across much more of the day. This light, rich in red and orange wavelengths, affects your brain's production of vitamin D and serotonin in different ways than the blue heavy light of summer. While vitamin D production does decrease as UV light diminishes, the trade-off is that your serotonin production becomes more stable. Instead of the spikes from intense sunlight followed by crashes, you get steadier, more sustained serotonin from autumn's gentler light. This stability in neurotransmitter levels contributes to more stable moods, fewer energy crashes, and better overall emotional regulation. The way shadows move in autumn also affects your brain. Because the sun is lower, shadows are longer and move more slowly across surfaces. Your visual system tracks this movement unconsciously, using it to understand the passage of time and the structure of space. Slower-moving shadows create a sense of time moving more peacefully, more contemplatively. Fast-moving shadows, like in summer when the overhead sun creates short, quickly shifting shadows, can create subtle anxiety in your visual system. It's constantly updating, constantly tracking rapid change. But autumn's slow shadow dance allows your visual cortex to relax into a gentler rhythm of updating and processing. Think about the acoustic properties of autumn air. Sound travels differently in cool, dry air than in warm, humid air. In autumn, sound waves travel faster and with less distortion. This means the sounds you hear are clearer, more precise. Your auditory cortex receives cleaner signals, which it can process more efficiently. This acoustic clarity can make autumn soundscapes more satisfying. Bird calls are crisper. Voices carry with more definition. Music sounds clearer. Your auditory system doesn't have to work as hard to extract meaning from sound, which reduces cognitive load and can make listening more pleasant and less tiring. The humidity levels of autumn also affect your brain in unexpected ways. Moderate humidity, not too dry, not too humid, is optimal for cognitive performance. Too much humidity can make you feel sluggish. Your body has to work harder to cool itself through evaporation. Too little humidity can irritate mucous membranes and make breathing less comfortable. Autumn often hits the sweet spot of moderate humidity, especially in temperate climates. This optimal humidity means your brain doesn't have to allocate resources to managing discomfort or compensating for environmental extremes. It's a small thing, but these small things add up. Every bit of energy your brain doesn't have to spend on managing environmental stress is energy available for thinking, feeling, creating, or simply being at peace. Let's return to sleep one more time, because there's an aspect we haven't fully explored: the role of temperature cycling in sleep quality. Your body temperature doesn't just drop at night, it cycles through the night, with slight rises and falls corresponding to different sleep stages. These temperature fluctuations are important for transitioning between sleep stages. Autumn's consistently cool room temperature supports these natural fluctuations. Your body can cool down easily when it needs to enter deep sleep, and it can warm slightly when it needs to enter REM sleep, without fighting against an overheated or overly cold environment. This temperature flexibility allows for smoother transitions between sleep stages, which means better overall sleep architecture. Better sleep architecture, the pattern and proportion of different sleep stages, leads to more restorative sleep. You cycle through the stages you need, in the proportions you need, without getting stuck in light sleep or being pulled out of deep sleep prematurely. Autumn essentially provides the thermal environment that allows your brain's sleep regulation systems to function optimally. There's also the psychological impact of seasonal predictability. Your prefrontal cortex is constantly trying to predict the future. It's one of its main jobs. Prediction allows for planning, for preparation, for anxiety reduction. Autumn is highly predictable. You know it will get cooler. You know the days will shorten. You know leaves will fall and eventually trees will be bare. This predictability is comforting to your prediction-making prefrontal cortex. There are no surprises in autumn's overall pattern, even if individual days vary. Your brain can plan, can prepare, can relax into knowing what's coming. Uncertainty taxes the prefrontal cortex heavily, certainty allows it to relax. Autumn provides a season-long experience of reliable, predictable change. Consider the way autumn encourages certain postures and positions. The cool air makes curling up natural, You pull your knees toward your chest. You wrap your arms around yourself. You hunch your shoulders slightly to conserve warmth. These aren't just physical positions. They're positions that signal safety to your brain. The fetal position and similar curled postures activate your parasympathetic nervous system. They're positions of rest, protection, and safety. By naturally encouraging these postures, autumn helps activate your rest and digest system more frequently throughout the day. You're not constantly in the open, exposed postures that keep your sympathetic nervous system slightly activated. This might seem like a small thing, but body position significantly affects emotional state. Your interoceptive system, the network that monitors your internal bodily states, constantly sends information to your insula and anterior cingulate cortex about your body position. Curled, safe positions send different signals than extended, exposed positions. Autumn invites you into positions that support calm. The foods we eat in autumn have another property we haven't discussed. They're often foods that require sustained chewing. Root vegetables, hearty breads, nuts, apples, these all require more chewing than summer's soft fruits or cold treats. Chewing activates your trigeminal nerve and can actually reduce stress hormones and increase focus. Sustained, rhythmic chewing also activates the hippocampus and can improve memory formation. The repetitive motor pattern of chewing is calming to your nervous system, similar to the calming effect of walking or knitting. Autumn meals that require more chewing are giving your brain a subtle stress reduction and cognitive enhancement therapy with every bite. There's something to be said about the social expectations of autumn as well. Unlike summer's pressure to be constantly social, active, and visible, autumn gives permission for more solitude, more quiet, more internal focus. For many brain types, particularly those that are more introverted or sensitive to stimulation, this seasonal shift in social expectations is deeply relieving. Your social brain network, which includes regions like the temporoparietal junction and the medial prefrontal cortex, gets to relax more in autumn. There's less pressure to constantly engage, to maintain large social networks, to be on all the time. This allows your brain to allocate more resources to internal processing, self-reflection, creativity, and rest. Even for extroverted brains that thrive on social interaction, the shift to smaller, more intimate gatherings in autumn can be beneficial. Deep one-on-one conversations activate different neural networks than large group interactions. They allow for more authentic connection, more vulnerability, more meaningful exchange. Your brain gets different nutrients, so to speak, from intimate conversation than from party chatter. As we approach the end of this exploration, think about the metacognitive aspect of autumn, the way it invites you to think about thinking, to be aware of your own mental states. The contemplative quality of the season, the natural pauses it creates, the permission for stillness, all of this creates space for metacognition. Metacognition happens in your prefrontal cortex and is crucial for emotional regulation, learning, and personal growth. When you can observe your own thoughts and feelings rather than just being caught up in them, you have more choice in how you respond. Autumn's slower pace and introspective invitation create ideal conditions for developing this metacognitive awareness. You might find yourself noticing your thoughts more in autumn, watching them like you watch leaves drift down. This observer stance, being aware of your mental contents rather than identified with them, is foundational to many therapeutic approaches and mindfulness practices. Autumn doesn't force this awareness, but it creates the environmental conditions where it can naturally emerge. Finally, let's consider the gift of completion that autumn offers. Your brain craves closure, completion, finished narratives. Open loops and unfinished business create tension in your anterior cingulate cortex. Autumn is the season of harvest, of gathering, of completing what was started in spring. This completion satisfies something deep in your brain's need for coherent narratives and resolved tension. Even if your personal projects aren't aligned with agricultural cycles, the symbolic completion that autumn represents can still influence your psychology. It's a time to finish things, to harvest what you've grown, to gather what you've created. Your brain can participate in this archetypal pattern of completion, finding satisfaction in bringing things to close before winter's rest. And so, as this long journey through autumn's effects on your brain comes toward its own completion, remember that every element we've explored is working together. The temperature and light, the sounds and smells, the foods and textures, the social patterns and temporal rhythms, all of it is creating an environment where your brain can function as it evolved to function, can rest as it needs to rest, can find the peace that's always available when conditions align. Autumn is not just a season outside you. It's a state your brain can enter, a mode of being that's calmer, more grounded, more at peace. And that state is available to you, here, now, in this moment, as you let yourself sink deeper into rest, into the cool darkness, into the gentle embrace of autumn's ancient wisdom. Sleep now, held by the season, supported by the night, cradled in the perfect conditions for your brain to restore itself completely. Let autumn do what it does best, create the conditions for deep, profound, healing rest. You are safe. You are held. Sleep deeply, sleep well, sleep wrapped in autumn's peace.